Jace Hansen, unofficially, as text still going on, but fourth in the Snowball Derby. I don't think anybody here would have picked you to finish fourth. You lead laps. Is it all smiles at the end of the day?
I mean, absolutely. Now that I've got to calm down a little bit, but I was pretty frustrated with myself right after the race was over because I left plenty on the table. But it's hard to hold your head, but when you know your car's as good as it was, it's just it's hard to not be upset. You know what I'm saying? But just super happy about how everything went. This group, I mean, we kind of just all came together here like really quickly. It wasn't like we planned it out. We just got this car 2 months ago, and Preston was actually planning on racing the Derby at that point in time, and then realized that he was just a little too busy and couldn't find the time to do it. But so then that's when we were lucky enough to have him out to help us. But he builds a really badass race car, and obviously it shows today. And if I was racing every other weekend like these guys do, I feel like we might have been able to finish even a little bit better. But that's all right. If all you can ask for is a car that can win this race, and I think we had it. I just need to get better behind the wheel, and I'm super excited about where this is going to go because, like I said, I mean, just to do this right out of his shop, no testing, you know, I mean, we came out here for the preview just to shake it down and make sure we weren't missing anything, but to be that competitive and this is the second one he's built, like, I mean, that's a testament to him and what he can bring to the racetrack, and really looking forward to it. I just, I got to figure out what we're going to go do. We need some money to go keep racing, you know, that's how it works around here, but just really excited to have this group of guys together, and they all work their butts off, and they give me the easy job, so just super happy, super thankful.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're from out in Colorado, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is it like for a guy like you and a team like you guys to come all the way down here to the Derby and compete with these A-grade super teams?
I mean, it's frustrating, as you can see. I mean, we don't get the opportunity to race every other weekend. I mean, we can if we travel to the East Coast or the West Coast, but it's just hard to do and hard to have the funding for that, you know what I mean? And for all of our guys are volunteers. They don't get paid to come and do this stuff. They take time off of work, they take PTO, you know what I mean? And that just makes it even more difficult for all of us, even myself. I mean, luckily I'm a business owner with my dad, and we own a plumbing shop, and we've got some good employees that are helping us out right now, so me and him are able to take off when we need to, and just the fact that he lets me leave rather than tell me I have to stay home. But no, just everything that's going on right now is awesome, and I mean, to finish fourth here and, like you said, lead laps and put our name out there is super exciting, and I just am super anxious to see what comes up here in the next couple months.
Jace, you mentioned it right there. You led a lot of laps here today. Tell me about this alternate strategy you guys got on. How did that happen?
That is 100% luck. We just couldn't wrap our heads around the fact that everybody put tires on that early in an 80-lap run. I mean, we've ran here numerous years. This is our fourth Derby, and usually we're running into 125, 130 laps and before anybody puts tires on. So as soon as that happened, we just thought it was too early, and we knew that we had a good long run car. So our strategy obviously was to try and stay out there and not get lapped, and it just took so long for the thing to get speed back in it, especially when everybody else had new tires. And just pure luck when that caution came out. I mean, Majeski was 4 cars behind us, and we were about to go a lap down. If that run would have gone 10 more laps, we wouldn't be here at all. You know what I mean? We would have been fighting to get back on the lead lap, and it's just one of those deals. You talk to everybody here that's fast, Thorne, Majeski, everybody. I'm sure Honeycutt will say the same thing. Luck's got to be on your side, and it was today, and we were able to capitalize on it.
And kind of hinted on it a little bit there too, but how involved was Preston, and how important was it to have him down here for this program?
I mean, without him, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did today. I've always raced. I've raced against him for probably the last 6-7 years, and I've always tried to talk to him. He's one of those guys that's hard to have a conversation with, and he sticks to himself. He doesn't really put himself out there and stuff like that. Focuses on what he does, and he just was so confident with how good his car was last year before the big pile up in I think it was lap 1, and he's just has so many notes and so much data that like he was just confident the minute we picked the car up. He was just like, if we're going to the Derby, I know we're going to be good. We're going to be competitive. And he's just, all we got to do is focus on getting you comfortable and make sure we do all the right things. And that confidence wears on a driver, you know, when you got the guy that's turning the wrenches on it and making the calls, and he's thinking that it's going to be, I mean, he told me last night while we were sitting on the couch at the Airbnb watching the pro race, he's just like, we've got a top 5 car if everything goes right, and proved it today. And in my opinion, I think we had even better than that, but unfortunately I wasn't able to show that to everybody. But still, just the fact that we were up there, led laps, and racing with those guys that race all the time is just a huge deal for our little team. So
When you restart on the front row, inside 20 to go, and you know it doesn't go your way, how much does that add to the drive to keep coming back here and trying to win this race?
I mean, 100. Like I was just telling one of the guys while we were sitting here in tech that restart will haunt me every night I go to bed for the next 365 days until we're back here again, because to leave it that much on the table like that, and I just got too inside my head and was afraid I was going to spin the tires, so I started in second and should have started in first, and then like that little stupid mistakes like that end up costing you 3 positions. So I truly think that if that yellow would have came maybe with 40 to go, we probably could have picked some more off, because the long run speed was just unbelievable. But it's just one of those deals. We've never been in that situation, and we all learned some stuff. We might have made the wrong adjustments when we were in our pit, when we pit there right before the last run, but that's how you learn, I guess.
And I want to ask you this to close. There's been a lot of talk about the track surface and the track coming up, and people saying it should be repaved, some say it shouldn't. As a guy who's not from around here but comes down here to race, what do you think about it?
So back home in Colorado, we have a Colorado National Speedway is like one of the roughest places that we have. It's not the surface that's rough, but it's like how the asphalt's laid, and it's just super bumpy. And they repaved that 2 years ago, and it made the racing not as good, you know, or like the racing's still great, but it took away your strategy, you know what I mean? You didn't have to worry so much about tires falling off because there's plenty of grip. It's just a rough surface, you know, I mean, and this place like is known for that, you know, like everybody knows that you never have a car that has drive out of the corner, you know what I mean? You always have to maintain the throttle, and that is what makes race car drivers show versus guys that can drive cars fast, you know what I mean? Anybody can put a lap down and be a hero for 2 or 3 laps, but to be able to run the same lap time when you're 80 laps into a run and the tires are, and if you pick the throttle up just barely too much, you roast the tires all the way out, and then so like that's what makes it a racetrack. If they repave this place, I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be bad to the bone. You'd be hauling the mail, but I just think it would create too much side-by-side racing, and it wouldn't really it would take away from the guys that actually are good at maintaining their stuff and saving it later in the run.
Hey race fans, I'm Jace Folsom with Frontstretch.com. If you enjoyed the short track video you just watched, please be sure to subscribe to Frontstretch Grassroots on YouTube for more Cars Tour, ARCA, and other grassroots racing content. Check out Frontstretch.com for all your racing needs.